Today's Woman is brought to you by Latex Foam, Vlisco.
Today's Woman is all about her money. Financial planning, especially at the beginning of the year, is very paramount to her. The only way she can remain a supportive wife in her home and to her family. Today, on the show, we are teaching you all that and bringing you so much enlightenment as to how to create and maintain wealth for 2024. Welcome to this wealth creation and maintenance episode of Today's Woman. My name is Cookie. Special thanks going out to our sponsors, Vlisco. Thank you so very much. Latex Foam, your partner for life, and to Decor Zone for styling our set. I am ready. If you're ready, please help me do this. Pick up your phones, call someone, send messages to your friends and family. Let them know that Today's Woman is on your TV screens. Let's take a break. We will be right back.
Today's Woman is proudly brought to you by Latex Foam, your partner for life.
Thank you so much for coming back to us. It's still Today's Woman showing on your TV screens. My name is Cookie. Let me just tell you about our Star Crush Woman of the Week, and then quickly we'll get to the winning Woman of the Week. Now, this lady I am super proud of. She's one of our own. Nakiat Dramani is a 13-year-old Ghanaian poet and teenage prodigy. She won the 10th season of Talented Kids on TV3. She's a recipient of the CVF Thematic Ambassador for Youth Award, which recognized her work in promoting climate action among young people. She's also a Global Young Peace Ambassador and being an advocate at COP27. Nakiat recently bagged 2 gold medals and a trophy at the recently held 2023 African Shenmue Mental Math Abacus Cup. The event was held in Nigeria and saw many children from across the African continent compete for the grand prize. She has performed in front of many prominent dignitaries and prominent world leaders. Keep it up, Nakiat. We will see you definitely at the top. You're doing such a great job, and we here are proud of you. Now, if there's any woman in your church, your community, on social media, even in your classroom, wherever it is that you find yourself, that you believe must be celebrated as our Star Woman Crush of the Week here on Today's Woman, please leave a comment, especially on all our social media platforms, and we will do well to celebrate her here on Today's Woman. Now, to the winning conversation of the day. We are about to talk money, talking financial freedom, and this lady is one that you must listen to. Let's take a look at her profile.
Dr. Suzy Aku Puplampu is the CEO of Octane DC, a firm that provides fund management services to individuals, institutions, pension funds, and collective investment schemes for the past 3 years. By January 2023, she transitioned into an independent financial consultant role, supporting wealth management advisory needs of individuals, families, groups, and institutions. Close to 2 decades of practice, she has held many positions and is now the chair of the board of Peswa One PLC, a business service provider for SMEs in Africa, listed in the Ghana Alternative Market of the Ghana Stock Exchange. In September 2023, she authored and published her first book titled Woven, a story of a little girl's blossom. Ladies and gentlemen, our winning woman for today.
She's recognized as one of the leaders making significant contributions to savings, investments, wealth creation, and wealth management. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to talk money. Let's welcome Dr. Suzy Aku Puplampu. There you go. So good to see you. Happy New Year. Please sit on this side. You are very welcome. Okay, comfort check, 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 check. You're comfortable? I love what you're wearing. Happy New Year. In Ewe, we'll say Efeye now. Hello? Amen. 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 Good to have you here.
Pleasure as well.
Now, I've always been saying that financial freedom is one element in our society that many people dream of, but only few know how to actually get into that world. So that's why I'm excited that you're here today. I mean, we are in January. The year is very, very young, and it's quite important that we talk about money. But even before we talk about money, we would love to get to know you. Now, if you want to describe your 2023 to us here on Today's Woman, what would you say?
It was a mixed feeling for me. Two major things happened to me in 2023. The first, which I would say was sour for me, was I had to fold up my business, the fund management industry. Yes, a lot of things happened in the financial sector, so I had to take the bold decision to really think about what I really want to do in terms of engagement. And the sweet part was that it was my milestone celebration, my 50th birthday. Family gathered around me in September to join me, and it was also a year that I launched my book Woven, so it was significant in that way. So I would say sweet and sour for 2023.
So however 2023 went, we are still grateful to God. But you are so well versed in the financial world. Is that what your life has been all about? Is that what you studied in school? How did it happen?
It's a lot of transformation for me. I had some dreams when I was growing up. Initially, I wanted to work at the broadcasting station.
You wanted to be like me?
Reading, okay, for me, I wanted to read the news. That was inspiration, because I had this imagination thinking that everything that the newscasters read was written by them. So I thought they spoke a lot of English, knew a lot. But that dream changed into aspiring to be an air hostess. Somehow I love high heels. I love how air hostesses look so gorgeous, and I wanted to be that as well.
Now, guess what? When I told my mother I wanted to be a flight attendant or an air hostess, she said, no, it's not going to happen. You know why? She says, you'll be too busy meeting too many men. You won't be able to make up your mind and get married on time.
I know, right?
I am still here. Can you imagine? The woman should have just allowed me to shine. But anyway, it's all good in God's own timing.
But that
so you wanted to be a flight attendant?
Yes, but that changed along the way in Form 3, when we had to select our subject going to Form 4.
Right.
And somehow I fell in love in accounting.
Okay.
So now it was like I wanted to be an accountant. An accountant doing what? It wasn't very clear. But I held on to that dream all the way, pursuing it to the university.
Okay.
But as life will have it, I didn't get to study accounting at the university. I read economics and sociology.
Okay.
But post first degree, I still had the interest somehow to move into banking. But the aspect of banking still I wasn't very clear about. Then within the 90s, 1999, the stock exchange started running some stock exchange courses. I was doing my national service by then. I had downtime. By 4 o'clock, I was closed. So I ended up taking the course. Once I was done with the course, it was so clear that it was investment banking
that
I needed to do. And I have been doing that since for the past 19 years.
Past 19 years, investment banking. Where did that flair come from? Where do you think you picked it from? From parents or anything?
It's difficult to say, but it came very easy for me, especially computation. And accounting and finance is all business. So if you have a flair to understanding the concept behind business, you just get to enjoy it. So it's not difficult, but it didn't make me weak in the other subjects as well, because we somehow needed to combine it. When it comes to investment banking, you need that flair. Interpersonal skills, etc., to be able to flow with the work. So you needed both ends.
But Doc, you didn't mention the school, so.
Secondary school, I was in Mali school.
Okay.
I was in Mali school. First degree, I was in University of Cape Coast. Second degree, I was at the University of Ghana. And for my doctorate, I did it at World University in the US.
So that's where the doc is from. Oh, so you're a doctor of books. Hey, Wow.
Yes, but in between, I had to take my profession as well. So I'm a chartered accountant.
A chartered accountant.
Yes. I also
so all your life is money, money, money,
yes,
money, money,
also
money.
pursuing the path in wealth management. So I'm also an associate with the Chartered Institute of Securities and Investment UK.
Wow, congratulations. But it's been a lot of learning for you. Do you have a family? Do you have children?
I do. I have 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy.
And you've done this much schooling and learning and educating yourself.
So it's well, I mean, work-life balance. Somehow you have to pursue both things. You can't leave one on hold and pursue one. So it's just getting the balance in between to build both worlds for you.
Would you say you've been successful at balancing all these and still having a thriving career?
I will say so.
Right.
And the trick for me is accepting help. Into my space, because it's difficult to do it all alone as an individual. I mean, caring for kids, caring for a husband, building a home, it's a lot of work. Combining that with work as well, whether you're an employee or an employer, it's still a lot of work. So it is accepting to have help, people to support you.
But as your progression came by in the world of investment banking, I mean, University of Cape Coast and then University of Ghana before you moved to the US for your doctorate. Did you do internship anywhere along the line?
My whole life has been working. Anytime we were out of school, I would take up some job or the other. So I was always working, and that helped me a lot in building up my work experience. So for so long, it wasn't very difficult for me to find work, but there was always something to look back on. So I did internship, I did supporting anything at all that would help me to progress. So I have had the opportunity to do internship.
Fantastic. So at what point is it Octane DC? Is that the name of the company?
Yes.
So that's the company you run?
That was what I was running. And somehow I had to fold
So that was the one that you folded up in 2023 painfully. Was it painful?
It was a tough decision, you know, the way it is when you birth something and you had a big dream. So I had to take this decision after 5 years. I had plans of seeing it grow within the 7th year into the 10th year. So it was, I would say it was painful, but the earlier you took some decisions in life, the better for you. But it's not the end of what I do when it comes to investment management. There's still a lot I can do beyond fund management.
Doc, so educators today, it's one of the reasons we brought Doc, because this year, we want you to prosper. Today's woman is here to see you prospering, making a lot of money, your bank accounts getting fuller, and your Momo wallet getting fatter. When we say investment banking, or when we talk about investment, educators, what is it?
It starts with the little habits. That is savings, you know, so the whole idea of a piggy bank when you are young, the idea that whenever something comes into your hands, you should learn to put a little away. We learn that in school as well, when it comes to, in church as well, even when it comes to tithing. So it is that habit of knowing that you don't spend everything that comes into your hands. So that is where the discipline comes from. But after you have built significant savings, what do you do with it? The money must work. And that is where you move into investment. So investment is allowing whatever you have been able to build up into some financial assets or even real assets to be able to transform and grow for you.
I see. So that's what you mean when you talk about investment or investment banking. But I mean, in this day and age, 2024, do people still practice piggy banking?
They do.
People do.
I mean, a lot of homes do. I mean, with kids. That is how you start with the children. And they are excited that they're always dropping something in the box and they can pick it up and it's heavy for them. So the people still do it.
Doc, do Ghanaians have a very good culture of investment or savings?
It's difficult to tell. Sometimes you have to know that you need to do something. You know, there is this thing about everyone that you love to see your balances grow so much in your bank account. You use your ATM, you check your bank balance, and there's so much money, you're excited about it. That is just your bank balance. Okay, you may not even be saving because it's money that is available to you at any time to withdraw from. So people may not really know the need, but I think that what is happening now is there's a lot of awareness. There's a lot of education. Doing nothing is not the solution. You must know and do something. So everybody needs to be open up when it comes to some financial literacy, to know that yes, you are working so hard and making money, What about allowing your money to also work?
Work for you.
Yes. That's the whole idea. The money must work for you.
Okay, so explain that to me in a way that the layman can understand. Let your money work for you. The money, I don't even have it for it to work for me. So, Doc, help me to make the money. Show me what to do. You know, these days when you go on social media, they'll write in the comment section, show us the way. So, Doc, show us the way this afternoon.
This assumption or conclusion has been with us for years.
A long time, right?
That I don't have it.
Yeah.
I don't have enough.
Okay.
What I have is not taking me home. It will never take us home. It will never be enough. But the more money you make, the more your lifestyle change, and you end up spending more. So if you have that at the back of your mind that I don't have money, I will never have enough, then you will not save. So learning very early in life to begin to put something away is where the habit must start from. And if it becomes part of you, you know that when you have something, what you need to do is to save first before you spend.
Okay.
You don't spend, you run out before you think about
but
saving
in this
and
hard
investments.
economy in Ghana right now, how do I save before I spend? I mean, what I'm getting is not even enough for me to even save before I spend. No, we need to get very practical. You are trying to teach us that it is possible,
It is.
but show us how possible it is in today's economy.
I think that you must always have some fire somewhere burning to support something so that it is growing. What you are putting away will eventually grow.
Right.
And then you can rip off it and add up to what you are beginning to feel that it's not enough for you.
Doc, in reading about you and in my research, I'm told that you've actually created and managed wealth over 80 million US dollars. That's a lot of money.
That is in Ghana cedis.
Oh, it's Ghana
Yes,
cedis.
yes,
Oh,
Ghana
but
cedis,
it's still a lot
It
of
is a
money.
lot of money. You know, Ghana,
80
we
million.
used to be at 1-to-1 at some point,
You know,
so it's possible.
So it's still, I mean, so I could actually say 80 million US dollars because at a point it was 1-to-1,
It's
one
true.
city
It's
to a dollar.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Over what span of time?
So over the period, I've had to engage with individuals. So these are a group of people you call high net worth individuals that have some significant money that you help them to grow. Some people are able to create their wealth, but what they need is the intervention for the management. So you go into that space and manage it for them. So those are for the individuals. Then you have institutions as well. Some institutions need treasury support. So you're able to take their monies and manage it for them. And then we have the mutual funds and pension funds, etc., etc. So in between the 19 years of experience, I've had exposure to managing different classes of assets. So when you put all that together, then we are looking at that amount.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a lot of work that you've done. And especially in the you've been doing this for 19 years.
Started in 2004.
Do you have time to even let your hair down?
I do.
Really?
I do.
I want to know what
I have
you do.
plenty time.
Eh,
You know, whatever you have value for, you make time for it.
Oh, it's
it's
true,
as simple
though.
as that.
It's true.
24 hours is not enough for
What do you
anybody.
do for fun?
Well, one thing I am doing very actively now is
Okay.
Toastmasters. And I've been in Toastmasters for the last six
I've
years.
heard about them.
Yes. And it's just a beautiful community of positive people who are beginning to do some investments in their personal and professional growth in public speaking, communication, leadership, etc.
Right.
So for me, it energizes me that you find yourself in a space that you are always learning something new and observing others. So you become better as well.
Okay. Who's your favorite Ghanaian artist?
I like Eden.
Why are you so biased? I wasn't even thinking you were going to say Eden.
But how many away artists do we have? That's a few that we can find.
But we have a number of them though. This gentleman, the one who says Otelewea, I can't remember his name. We have Walasi. Oh no, we have a number of them though. But Edem is your
I just
favorite.
like his flair. I just like.
We have Sefa. You love Edem.
Yes, I do.
Can you sing any of his songs?
No, not on the spot.
Nyojilo, nyekwe, nyejilo, nyekwe. You should be able to sing that one. Anyway,
I do.
One of the significant things that happened also in 2023, you mentioned was the book woven that you wrote. You authored. You actually wrote this book in 2023. Let me just pick it. So normally when my guests have books on the show, I just open a page, I read it out, and then you tell me exactly what was happening over there.
That's fine.
And I realized that I've just opened page 66.
All right.
Yes, you need your glasses, right?
I do.
And I'm just going to read a paragraph of it. And it says, I just opened up. So let's see what page 66 has to say. And it says, is this what marriage is about? That there is the 20% we never bargain for, but we have to manage to live with. The 80-20 rule suggests that we only get 80% of what we need in a healthy relationship. The rest, 20%, must be managed to ensure we remain sane. Into brackets, happyful.com. You're going to explain that.
That's a website.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what happens if your 80% is rather 20%? This matter.
I tell you.
The Pareto principle is clearly on my mind.
Yeah.
The marriage then becomes a tough bridge to cross, no matter how intensely family and friends try to intervene, because you need at least 80% of goodness to survive in the marriage. It becomes worse when the 80% are stuff you just cannot share
With the world.
Wow.
I mean, marriage.
This is deep.
Yes, marriage.
This is deep.
Marriage is described as a very long journey. That counts to say it's a quieting thing, a strong day, you know. So there's a lot of things you have to learn. And most of the time, we go in with all the excitement, with all the glory, and it is only when you settle down that you begin to know that there's a lot more beyond just loving someone. And once the children also begin to come, then there's a totally different dimension to it. So when you find yourself in a space where the minimum struggles that you have, you are not even able to share that with anyone, you bottle up. And it just keeps sinking you down.
That's problem.
And because of the anticipation of all the goodness, all the beauty and everything, it just hits you so badly.
Right.
And you may have it all, the money, the leisure, the home and everything. But there's that thing that is still missing, the 20%, that you crave so much for. So that is, I mean, I wrote this at the time where a number of my friends were going through some struggles in marriage, and they were beginning to make the decision whether they should just move on
Or stay.
or just stay because of the children or something. And there were just too many of such stories coming up, and I was inspired to put this up.
Do you have your experiences in this book as well?
I have a lot of experiences in this book that I
Okay.
have shared. Yes.
That you have
Yes,
shared also.
yes,
Because I'm
yes.
just reading the back and it says it's not a fairy tale, it's a candid story in a conversational tone that gets the reader thinking to make a change for the better as they travel through Suzy's life.
Yeah. So Woven is not the typical storybook that you pick and you just read and read and read.
Okay.
Every page is asking you a lot of questions,
Right.
personal questions that only you
Can answer.
must be bold to answer. No one can do that for you. So I have that's experience, that's things that I have gone through personally that I have decided to share with the world. So this is what I have done, and this is how I went about it.
Right.
What is your story? What are you doing about it? And the earlier you grab your situation and get solution, the better it is for you.
Where do we find this book, Woven? Guys, you may want to zoom into it so we see exactly what it looks like. Where can we
Yeah.
find this book?
So Woven is on booknook.com, an online shop in Ghana here. So that is one. And you can also find it at Print Innovation.
Okay.
They are at Asalam Down. I have their number as well.
Right.
And you can also have them picked up from me.
Okay.
So I have them at home as well. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And it's also on Amazon.
Okay, it's
Yes.
on Amazon,
Yeah, yeah, it's on
Amazon as
Amazon,
well.
yeah.
Is there anywhere on social media we can also contact you or find you if we need any of the books?
I'm everywhere.
Oh, you're
I'm
everywhere.
I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. It's just my full name, and then I'll pop up.
Your full name,
Yes,
and then
you
we
pop
can
up.
get in
Yes,
touch with
that's
you.
all.
Wow, I love the cover photo. I was telling you
Thank
about
you,
it.
yes.
It's super beautiful. Anyway, we are getting into the nitty-gritties also of your financial freedom. Doc here is going to be teaching you a few things to do for the year 2024 to start the journey of your financial freedom. You need it, I need it. and you have a lot of money, but you still need it, right?
Yes. the idea is to keep growing.
Exactly,
You
to
can't
keep
just stop,
growing.
yeah.
So we are going to go into our activity corner. I'll ask you a lot more questions because there are so many people watching us right now who wants to know. A question like, if I earn 500 Ghana cedis a month, or let's say 1,000 Ghana cedis a month, how much do you think I'll be able to save by December 2024? I'll be asking you all those questions.
Sure.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Doc, let's get into our activity corner. Let me just put the book. No, I'll carry the books with me.
All right, thank you.
Because we still have to sell the books as we are having our conversation. So please take this seat.
All right,
Yes,
thank you.
I will take the one here. And whilst Doc settles, we'll just go for a quick break. When we come back, Doc will be teaching us so many things. Yes, so many things to launch you into your world of financial freedom. We'll be right back. This is Today's Woman with me, Cookie. We're talking financial freedom here on Today's Woman. Thank you for staying with us. Dr. Suzy Aku Puplampu is still here with us. And before we went on the break, I told you she's going to be teaching us a number of things to launch you into your world of financial freedom. We are going to get practical as well. And I remember before we went on break, I asked you, say I earn 1,000 Ghana cedis a month. Let's just take it to 1,000 because 500 Ghana cedis there. Mother. No, Mother Congo. So 1,000 Ghana cedis practically in Ghana. If I am single and I am under 30, how much of it do you think is ideal to save every month?
The best way to respond to this, first of all, is to know your age.
Okay.
Because the parameters change.
I am under 30.
You are under 30.
Yes, I mentioned
so
that.
under 30,
Yes.
starting at a base of 10%.
Okay.
Of your
Of
earnings,
the 1,000 Ghana cedis.
on a regular basis. So consistency is very important. You don't start and stop.
So that's 100
So
Ghana
100 Ghana
cedis.
cedis every month.
So by the time we get to December, that will be
That is just 1,200
only
cedis.
1,200.
But that is just the principal. So what are you doing?
Okay.
Are you just putting that money away somewhere without investing it in something? Because the idea is not just to put that 100 cedis away.
Okay.
The idea is for you to put that 100 cedis in a financial
into
asset.
something.
So you'll be surprised that 1,002 could go into 1,005,
Okay.
1,004 by the end
Okay.
of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if I save till December and I also decide to probably invest into some business of a sort with the money?
You could also do that.
Okay.
But why waste the opportunity of building it up from 1,002 to 1,005 and using that 1,005 for what you want to do?
Okay.
Than to just hold on to the 1,002.
Okay.
So the idea is for you to regularly find out what you can put that 100 cedis in.
So what do
So
you
that
think?
it grows.
So what do you think is best? Treasury bills, fixed deposits, a normal savings account? What would you advise?
You know, so usually it's not a simple question just by telling you this is good for you.
Okay.
We try to engage you and understand a bit more of your investment objective, but critical is your risk appetite as well. For so long, we all knew government papers were very secured.
They were the
that
best,
was it.
yes.
But things have changed now. So even in investing in government instruments, you need to appreciate that liquidity is an issue, default can also be an issue. So usually we hold conversation with you to understand, first starting with your age, you've told me your age, your investment objective, you told me you want to build it up.
Right.
So you were able to start something with, how much risk can you take? Some people are able to take a lot more risk. So I could tell you that use that 100 cedis to buy an equity because there's potential for growth in terms of dividends and capital gains. So everything depends on the individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything depends on the individual, but there are a number of essential tools here that we can also use to build our financial freedom. Let me set this on the side. Doc,
right.
you want to come and stand by me so you take us through 6 key essentials of financial planning. What does this mean?
So, you know, the key is in these two ways.
Financial planning.
Financial planning. And you know what they say? Failure to
Failure to plan is planning to fail. Yeah.
So when it comes to our finances as well, it's important that we plan them.
Okay.
If you just wish to grow your money to 1,200 at the end of the year and you do nothing about it, it doesn't happen.
Right.
So financial planning is a comprehensive assessment of your current needs.
Okay.
Okay, and where you desire to be in terms of your own finances over the very long term. And what you do is to establish the gaps.
Okay.
So what am I doing right now which is wrong? What am I doing right now which is good that I must continue?
Okay.
So within the gap is the planning to
Right.
ensure that you meet that aspiration.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are these the 6 that you have down here,
So
or you're going to be
these-
writing stuff out?
No, these are the key areas that I have established.
Okay.
That if we all begin to take a look at,
Right.
it should be able to help us
With our financial,
financial planning.
So which one will be
So
the
let
first
me
one?
let me start with, since we'll be talking about savings and investments.
Okay.
Let me start
Let
with
me help
this.
you so that it's,
All right.
it's easy.
Right on.
Okay.
As basic as it looks, it requires a lot of work.
Savings and
So
investment.
savings will only happen if you have discipline.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And discipline is all about consistency and persistency. So you don't decide to save within certain periods and within other periods you decide to forgo it. So you must be very, very consistent about it. Once you build up the savings, you have to start thinking about investments.
Okay.
And investment is beyond just financial assets. Investment is also in real estate asset as well.
Okay.
So properties, land, anything else, or even starting an own business is also part of investment. So within the financial plan, you've established that you need to grow. You want to have $1 million
In 2024, yes. By the end of 2024, I need to have $1 million.
So it comes back. How aggressive must you be
Right.
in savings? And how actively must you look for instruments that can help you achieve
To save.
those? Yeah.
Now, which one is going to be our
So the
second one?
next one
So
is
that I yank it off for
budgeting.
you. Okay.
That is where accounting comes in.
Okay.
You know, budgeting and liquidity. You know, they say one thing they say is cash is key. If you have cash, you are not over worried.
Okay.
And there's nothing like having money and not having liquidity.
Okay.
So liquidity is very, very important. Budgeting is all about accounting.
Okay.
Your income and your expenses.
Right.
Your sources of income. Where are you earning from? The,
TV3.
the recommendation is a minimum of 4 sources.
Okay.
TV3 is giving you regular salary.
Yes.
In addition to your salary, what else are you having coming in for you? Because just one source is a lot of risk. Anything can happen, with another thing can come in, you could lose your job.
Yeah.
So you use your regular income. So the idea is to think very deeply and build on other sources of income. It could be anything. It could be a skill that you have, so you're into training, you're into coaching, or you have built your skills, so you are serving on board, so you're earning board fees,
Right.
or you have invested in some real assets, so you're having rental income coming in. So that is the plus. The other side is the expenses. You have to be true to yourself. Examine your expenditure pattern and decide that it's about time certain things go. It's about time that I do some other things more. Because some expenses are positive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one is going to be our third one?
The third one is
This one?
no. So
This one.
you know,
Okay.
let's talk about this and we can move to
Protection.
protection or risk management and insurance. You asked me a question earlier on, and I said I couldn't give you the answer
direct
because
answer.
I don't know your risk appetite level.
Okay.
So in doing all of this, you are saving, you are investing, you are thinking through your budgets, providing liquidity. What are you doing to protect those assets?
Okay.
So that is where the protection comes in. That you have examined the risk level and you are comfortable that an institution can default, but you will still want to go ahead and invest with them.
Okay.
So when they default, you understand that you took the risk.
Okay.
Okay, protection is all about insurance. Many times we feel insurance is waste of time. We are just
Yeah.
paying money and we are not getting anything
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
But insurance is very, very important. And
Oh.
for financial planning, usually we recommend 3 to 4.
Okay.
Education is very, very critical. health is very, very critical. Now we also have funeral policies and everything coming on.
Yeah.
If you have a business, insurance for your business. If you are the lead for the business, key man protection, etc., etc.
Okay.
So protection is also very, very important, because you were saying that you wanted to grow your money, so you invest in your own business.
Yeah.
What is the protection for that business? So that the money you put in, you don't lose it along the way.
Right.
So within the plan, you also have to think about protection.
It makes a lot of sense. So do financial institutions like banks and savings and loans companies provide some type of insurance for your money here in Ghana?
No, we don't have those provisions when it comes to financial assets.
Right.
Of course, in the real estate, you may find insurance for that. But for financial assets, we don't have insurance for it, yes. So what you do is to take other packages that can cushion you, just in case what you have invested didn't go well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Our fourth one for today.
The fourth one, let me talk about this. Estate planning and tax planning. Okay. I have also mentioned that investment is not just in financial assets, real assets. It's very important. That's where estate comes in. Your properties, your lands, your business, everything that you have.
Right.
What thinking goes into acquiring? What thinking goes into disposal? What thinking goes into the location of the asset? So that is where the planning comes in. Some of these things, a lot of people feel they can do them themselves, but it takes a lot of time. So the recommendation most of the time is to align with experts that are usually referred to as financial planners. They are the ones that can take you through this. Building a plan can take you close to 3 months, because you have to gather a lot of information about the individual and put together. So that is where estate comes in. Of course, if your earning brackets is such that you are paying so much tax, you have a business that is paying so much tax, you have real estate, the withholding tax are all over the place, you need a tax planner to help you manage it. You know, evading tax is where the crime is, but avoiding tax is what we must all aim at. So you must know what the provisions are, what you can do to avoid paying so much tax.
Not to evade it, but to avoid
it.
paying
Yeah.
All right.
So let me talk about this, which a lot of us leave for too long.
We only think about it when we hit 60. Actually,
yes.
That's the only time we talk about it.
And it is not changing. When you talk to people, it is still not changing. Somehow we all feel 60 years.
Why is it like that, though? Why don't we think about retirement?
Do you see yourself being 60? You think 60 years old, I mean 60, that's too far away. You know, but time runs so quickly, and you sleep and you wake up, wow, 5 years.
I know, right?
And when it comes to retirement, a lot goes in beyond just the finances. Your health.
True.
What plan do you have for health? Social capital. How are you connecting? Who is knowing you? Who are you knowing? Who are you available to now? So that when you are old, you still have people to engage with. Social capital is also very, very important. So those are the things. And very critical during retirement is liquidity. But retirement, that period, you are no longer on regular income.
You are weak and feeble too.
You are not earning regular income. So that is not when you begin
savings and investments.
What you need is liquidity. You need your money to spend. So those are the things you think about when it comes to retirement planning. Your health, your social capital, and liquidity.
How early must we start thinking about this?
Your first job. When did you join TV3?
3 years ago. Okay.
So that's when you should have started thinking about retirement planning.
Okay. So I'm 3 years behind. It means that we're actually in 2024. So almost 4 years. God.
So you have to start.
Thinking about my retirement.
The final one, which is an icing for me, is record keeping.
Right.
I'm an accountant, so record keeping is very, very important. We are so busy. We acquire so many things, but we don't keep track. We don't keep records. We don't perfect anything. We are just running around. A time comes where the only way to get your money back is to show evidence. You don't have the receipts, you don't have the contract notes, you don't have the certificates. A lot happens to organizations. They move physical office, management changes, address changes, everything changes. system changes. So the only evidence you have, it's record. So in all of this, if you have land and building, perfecting it, it's very important.
Right.
Most of the time, we don't do this. So you begin to ask people, where is this? Where can
And
you
they
find
have
this?
no
And
idea
they're all
at
over
all.
the place.
Wow.
So these are the areas that are very critical. So you see that it's beyond just savings and investments. There's a lot more you have to do when it comes to financial planning.
Right. My next question will be, out of these 6, can you avoid 1 or 2 and still be successful?
I will recommend, they are all very important
Okay, they
in
go hand in hand?
achieving the plan.
Financial
So the
planning.
plan is built for you.
Okay.
So within all of this, you can't ignore
Without
retirement
fail.
because you get there.
Right.
So you can't ignore this. You are acquiring assets. You need some way of preserving it or growing it.
You do.
So there's not like I'll do this and I'll not do that. You need to start from here, build it up, protect it, etc., etc.
I see. By this time, I'm sure you should be well ready for your financial planning and freedom in 2024 with all these 6 key essentials that Doc has just shown us. Wow. Okay. When I look at myself, I think I can take 3 that I religiously do, but the other 3, including the retirement planning, I am lagging behind. So I need to start working.
It's never too
we
late.
never think about it,
Yeah.
honestly. It's something you will not think about, especially when you're youthful and all. It's only when you grow up that you start thinking about
50,
it.
55.
And it's too late at the
Yes,
time.
yeah.
Anyway, Doc, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for
Thank you
coming
so
today.
much. Thank
for
you.
teaching us
Thank you.
all these essentials. Hopefully, you out there are able to stick through and stick with them for the year 2024. Thank you so very
Thank
much.
you.
Now, from money, of course, you're making money, and when you make money or when you invest and you get a few, you know,
you
returns,
spend.
you get some
Yeah,
returns.
yes.
You should be able to spend it
Absolutely.
on yourself also.
Absolutely.
Now, let me
Yeah.
launch you with that into the world of trendy. We'll be right back.
Today's Woman is proudly brought to you by Latex Foam, your partner for life.
Top tips to grow your savings and investments. Number 1, set one specific goal. Rather than socking away money into a savings account, set specific goals for your savings. When you've reached that goal, set another. Number 2, budget for savings. Just because you decide to save doesn't mean it's going to happen. If you're accustomed to spending your entire paycheck, changing that habit will take some planning. Ease into it by starting small. Number 3, make saving automatic. It can be easy to forget to deposit money into your savings account each week or month, and it's also easy to spend it before you move it. Avoid both of those problems by setting up an automatic deposit from your paycheck into your savings account. Number 4, keep separate accounts. If you think you'll be tempted to transfer your savings into your checking account, open a savings account at a different bank from where your accounts are located. If your savings aren't easily accessible, you're less likely to dip into them unnecessarily. And number 5, monitor and watch it grow. Keep track of your account and your progress towards your goal. It's exciting to set a goal and see your hard work pay off as you build towards it.
Welcome back, welcome back. It's still Today's Woman on your TV screens. It is the all-new 2024, and I hope that you're feeling blessed this year already. Welcome back also from the world of trendy, but the gentlemen have been waiting for their question of the day. So gather around, all loved ones. Let me ask you, so gentlemen, between you and the females, who are better at saving?
All right, for me, women are very good in saving. Why do I say that? For instance, when you even give chop money in the house, you could see the little that the ladies or the women were able to put down will be used to support you, the man. So that's why I say the women are the best when it comes to this side.
Automatically, ladies always saves. Even in the marriage sector, you see, at the end of the day, they will say, okay, I'm giving the marriage certificate to the woman. Why? Because they save most.
Thank you, gentlemen, for all your contributions. I actually knew how that was going to go, but I had to ask anyway. Now, before I leave you, a huge one going out to all our sponsors: Vlisco, Latex Foam, your partner for life, and to Decozone for styling our set. Next week, same time, 3 p.m. on Saturday, I will be here on your TV screens for Today's Woman. My name is Cookie. Have a blessed 2020.
Let me see, and let me see the woman that is with